But we'll obviously get into that later. I continued playing Yakuza, a really fantastic game. The game is really great. I mean, I wasn't that into the combat system in the game until I started unlocking, like, once you level up in that game, it starts to branch out really well, just like any other branching
Skill
RPG
tree
with
game.
skill tree games. But this game I think does it really well. It's actually a little overcomplicated, but you can level up three different skill trees
A
and
Japanese skill
a
tree that's
Japanese skill tree
overcomplicated.
that's a little overcomplicated, but it's all about brawling. And I've sort of spent enough time with the combat system to know how it works because I played through all of Yakuza Zero. Yakuza. And so I know how the character locks on to enemies and when a hit's going to, you know, get, you know, how in these sort of button mashy games, brawling games, if you're close enough to an enemy with your punch, even if it looks like you would go past them, your character sort of hones in on them. Like I've sort of become attuned to the range at which I need to be facing towards the enemy in order to hit them. So I'm getting more used to that. The game is a little cheap against you in these boss fights. That, like, I spent, I don't know, last night I was streaming. We had a really great stream. Shout out to It's Towers, my boy, who is he sort of found my channel. He's become a follower of the channel because I started streaming Yakuza. He streams a lot of Yakuza as well, so go check his channel out if you want. I think he's a really cool streamer. But
Awesome.
yeah, he sort of gave me the lowdown on a lot of the combat in the game, and so I'm getting more used to it. And it's just like this game more so than Yakuza Zero throws a lot of enemies at you that will actually all attack you at once, as opposed to many other games like Assassin's Creed and more modern games when you're sort of being this one-man army going down and taking out, or like any Muso game like Dynasty Warriors, like
Oh
you'll
yeah,
fight a million enemies but only one of them's attacking you at once, right? This
for
game
sure.
quite often has like five or six enemies attacking you at once, and it's really annoying. So I see why game developers sort of strayed away from that sort of level and combat design. But yeah, and this, keep in mind, is I'm playing a remake of a 2003 game, so that's why it's like this. Yakuza Kiwami is a remake of the original Yakuza, which came out in 2003, which I later went back to. And the English voice acting is so horrible in 2003 in this 2003 game. I think Mark Hamill is in this game, which is kind of
Oh
funny.
no.
I like Mark Hamill a lot, and
Yeah.
he's a fantastic voice actor and actor as well. But he just does a comical job of. I think he plays Majima, which is, albeit a comical character, but it's just, it doesn't fit at all correctly.
Lol.
It's very funny. So I'm playing more Yakuza. I've been playing more Final Fantasy